Okay, so good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us for this month's FIWARE iHubs webinar, how to successfully create and run a FIWARE iHub. So just to avoid any possible interruptions throughout the session, we just kindly ask you to mute your microphone, otherwise we get all kinds of echoing and things like that. And should you have any questions, then just please drop a comment in the chat and somebody from our team will do our best to help. So yeah, I also just want to briefly mention that this session will be recorded and it will also be made available on the FIWARE YouTube channel for you to revisit at any point in time. So once again, hello everyone and welcome. My name is Charlotte Kotterman. I am the community manager at the FIWARE Foundation. And I look forward to guiding you through this small part at the beginning of this session. This is the third edition in a series of webinars in which we are inviting 3 FIWARE iHubs from different countries to share with us their experiences. And they will dive deeper into why they decided to join the FIWARE community, how they operate, the challenges they face, and they will also address the success factors and achievements. Without further ado, allow me to introduce you to the FIWARE iHubs that will be presenting today. In this session, we will be welcoming Jan-Willem Wesselink from the Future City Foundation in the Netherlands, Jose Manuel Cabello Montesino from the FiiHUB Canary Islands in Spain, and Arnaldo Machado from FiiHUB Azores Digital Innovation Hub in Portugal. So welcome to you all, and thank you for joining us today. Now on the next slide, we'll be taking a quick look at today's agenda. We'll be taking a look at the FIWARE ambition and why the iHubs network is a key element to achieving our goals. We will explain the benefits of being labeled a FIWARE iHub. We will provide an overview of where we are present in the world. So we'll have a look at the current footprint of our network, after which the iHubs will take the stage. We will also provide you with some tips and tricks that you may find useful if you're interested in becoming a FIWARE iHub. And then finally, there will also be a Q&A session at the end of this session. So if you have any questions, you can already drop them in the chat and we'll just save them for the end, or you can obviously come in at the end with your questions. So now let's move on to the next slide to go over our ambition and vision. So at FIWARE, we really think that in the current digital realm, there's a clear opportunity to collaborate in the creation of new markets, supporting a smart economy based on smart solutions. And smart means intelligent layers, being digitally connected, and the intelligent management of data. And there's a real opportunity for all of us to join forces on the development of open standard APIs and information models that will ensure the portability and interoperability of applications. So that means really creating smart solutions that are replicable in an affordable way and that avoid being dependent on a single vendor. So how do we do that? Well, firstly, with technology. FIWARE offers a collection of open source components that can be used together and also with third-party components for the creation of smart solutions. FIWARE is also developing key standards supporting publications and the usage of data, making it easier to process and analyze and visualize context information. And that means implementing the smart behavior that we expect from any smart application. We also do it with the FIWARE marketplace of ready-to-use powered by FIWARE solutions and platforms. We do it with a community that works and collaborates to make meaningful impact on the market and society as a whole. And lastly, we do it with a foundation that empowers this community by supporting the activities of members whilst also promoting FIWARE technologies and offering validation. So now let's have a look at how FIWARE iHubs are engines of innovation. Innovation means creating new markets and staying relevant, and it's about turning ideas into ready-to-use smart solutions and supporting the creation of new products and services, and consequently also making that positive impact I mentioned before. And by assessing the iHub services, private companies, public administrations, universities, and so on can benefit from regional multi-partner cooperation towards innovation, as well as building strong connections, which may help them to bring results outside of the boundaries of their given region. So serving as innovation engines, iHubs look for gaps in the local business ecosystem and try to fill those, and hereby breaking sort of the traditional barriers of the technology enablement and business acceleration, and they promote the usage of open source technologies and standards to accelerate businesses, amongst other things. So by facilitating entrepreneurship culture and access to venture capitalists and training and mentoring and so forth, iHubs further optimize existing resources and they drive up local economies. So why a FIWARE iHub network? To support innovation and to make a real impact in the market, we need to boost collaboration at the local level and between regions. Each FIWARE iHub is a meeting point for startups and SMEs and private companies, public administrations, universities, you name it. And each iHub supports all these actors in their innovation and digitization journey by offering easy access to open source technologies and supporting growth through business development, as well as leadership and community building activities. And our aim is to build an ecosystem that can be used globally, and local action is needed to achieve this. And this is why FIWARE is establishing FIWARE iHubs worldwide, to support companies and cities and developers with easy access to open source technologies and business development and community building. So each iHub brings added value to local communities thanks to a technology that is addressing innovation needs and challenges in different sectors. And each FIWARE iHub that is a part of a worldwide community then goes beyond regional boundaries and helps its clients to gain global positioning and a real worldwide promotion and international scalability. So being a part of a community, they will also benefit from multi-partner cooperation to reach their markets and also continuous technical enablement. So now I would like to hand over the mic to Juanjo Hierro. Juanjo is the CTO of the FIWARE Foundation, and he will explain how an iHub works and what is in it for you, really, if you join.
Okay, thank you very much, Charlotte. Well, Charlotte has very nicely introduced what is the overall ambition of FIWARE and how FIWARE iHubs really play a fundamental and strategic role in materializing that mission. But what concretely means to operate a FIWARE iHub? What is a FIWARE iHub in a nutshell? Well, FIWARE iHub offers a number of services to the community, acting locally, as Charlotte was mentioning before. And here we see essentially the kind of 5 category of services that FIWARE iHub typically offers, and around which all their activities gravitate. In the first place, FIWARE iHub is a meeting point, is the center, the physical place where the community in a given region know they can meet others that are working with the technology, where they can meet together looking for partnerships and coaching and help. Second is a school for training. Of course, as it happens with any kind of technology, a correct training is fundamental in boosting adoption, and FIWARE iHubs play a crucial role in becoming the local training school where startups, SMEs, also in connection with local universities, hold programs for training developers, and also not only training from a technical perspective, but also training on how to develop the business and value, how to convey messages in when offering Powered by FIWARE solutions. As a third point, FIWARE iHub is also a place where solutions powered by FIWARE can be tested and validated. So there is the notion of a lab where organizations running the FIWARE iHub can bring help in testing software, supporting first proof of concept, and also validating solutions that then can join the FIWARE marketplace. As a fourth element, FIWARE iHubs are there to help, particularly SMEs and startups, to develop their business and develop their business using FIWARE. And in that sense, FIWARE iHubs bring the perfect connection and help startups, SMEs in going to events where they will be able to advertise their products, collaborate with the FIWARE Foundation in organizing webinars, online events, but also physical events where those startups, SMEs can elaborate on their solutions and the kind of challenges those solutions help to solve. We are always, the FIWARE Foundation, connecting with the FIWARE iHubs to organize also the presence of the community in large events, first-class worldwide events like Smart City Expo World Congress in smart cities, or the Hannover Messe Industry Fair, if we talk about manufacturing. Those are events where the FIWARE Foundation has a strong presence, and we connect with the FIWARE iHubs to make sure that startups, SMEs around their communities can find a good opportunity to become visible in those events. Last but not least, the FIWARE iHub is that organization on which we rely to really help building the community in a given region, how to connect the different parties, how to help development of business opportunities locally, but also moving globally. And it's kind of the doorway to the FIWARE local and global ecosystem. Next, if you move to the next slide, this all is happening in a way that the FIWARE Foundation is bringing assets, is bringing very concrete things that will help FIWARE iHubs to develop their service in each of these 5 fronts. So, for instance, when we talk about the iHub Center, the ability of the FIWARE iHub to work as a meeting point, certainly the FIWARE Foundation would be always helping in promoting advertising through social networks, for instance, all the kind of events that the FIWARE iHub would be running locally. And whenever we go and visit any country, any region, we always prioritize presence of us as the FIWARE Foundation in these FIWARE iHub centers. Regarding FIWARE training, which is part of what a FIWARE iHub runs as a school, the FIWARE Foundation is committed to produce reusable training and marketing material, also to support FIWARE iHubs in training the trainers. We are developing programs towards educating, training the people that will be working on a daily basis within a FIWARE iHub to make sure they have the right technical expertise, but also the right business expertise in how to communicate the FIWARE value and proposition. Regarding FIWARE lab activities, we also bring support to the FIWARE Expert Certification Program. Also, a number of tools that may help FIWARE iHubs to run the validation activities. They will be able to perform. For that purpose, among other things, we have defined what is referred as the Validation Center Agreement, which is how we come with agreements with concrete FIWARE iHubs, which develop the right expertise to be able to validate products that can be published in the FIWARE marketplace. Regarding mentoring opportunities, We are always in connection, the FIWARE Foundation in connection with the FIWARE iHubs to let them know in advance what are the kind of opportunities we may offer in events we organize, either online or physical events where first-class worldwide events where we may have a booth with a concrete set of offerings, opportunities, discounts that FIWARE iHubs may leverage on and offer in turn to their own community. And last but not least, for sure, we are always coordinating the presence in social networks to make sure that the kind of message that FIWARE iHubs would like to promote and make visible because they are related with promotion of their local activities or local companies. We are going to help them to really disseminate this further through social networks, leveraging on our nice position in some of the most reputed social networks through our social network accounts. Next slide is essentially the same, very much more concrete, elaborating on the very concrete assets that are there at your disposal as a FIWARE iHub. And certainly the message I want to bring is this means a huge number of resources that will be given away for you for free. And this is certainly a reduction of cost of what would be the kind of activities you would be running as a FIWARE iHub. This is something that you will be able to use free of charge and helping you to become more sustainable. Next slide. And with after this, I will pass the token over back to you. I think there was a slide before this, right? Yes, this one. So I mentioned the lots of cost you would save because there will be a lot of material at your disposal. But besides that, the FIWARE Foundation has been seriously considering how we could support FIWARE iHubs in generating revenues, in generating incomes that may help to support their sustainability, how they could achieve sustainability over time, supporting their activities. I would like to mention here 4 programs that might be of interest for FIWARE organizations that are considering operating a FIWARE iHub. On the first place, we have the validation center program. Here, the vision is pretty simple. FIWARE Foundation is going to help FIWARE iHub in validating and certifying experts within their organization so that they can they are able to run validation of solutions. And this is something they can, once they become FIWARE validation centers, they can offer to the local market as a means to accelerate the incorporation of products and offerings coming from local companies into the FIWARE marketplace. Second aspect, also very much taken into consideration, is FIWARE is quite present in a number of funded programs. A lot of projects and project proposals in funded programs at European or national level in different countries, even beyond Europe, are organized around the FIWARE technology, and therefore we always take and bear in mind the ability to engage FIWARE iHubs in consortiums or companies around a given FIWARE iHub into consortiums that, well, there is no guarantee that such kind of projects may be funded, but I think there is a a relevant success ratio, which may help ultimately to support activities. One of the things we are also designing is a program for accelerating the training and the adoption of FIWARE by companies. This is very much related to the concept of FIWARE School. We intend to create a program that FIWARE iHubs may then offer to local regions, to corporations at local level, and also open to the public. And this might be kind of services that may also generate some incomes. Last but not least, and with this, I finish the list of activities we are and programs we are putting in place to help achieving sustainability is the FIWARE Foundation membership program. What is this? Essentially, we believe FIWARE iHubs could be instrumental in bringing new members to the FIWARE Foundation. You know that new members have pay membership fees, and there are different categories like platinum members that are paying 100,000 euros per year as a membership fee, gold members that pay based on a percentage of their yearly revenues. And in both cases, what we promise to the FIWARE iHubs is that if they are able to bring new members to the FIWARE Foundation, a percentage of the yearly membership fee is going then to be devoted to support activities of the FIWARE iHubs. So to give just a quick overview on the numbers, 20% of the membership fee of a platinum member of a given FIWARE iHub may be able to engage will be perceived by the FIWARE iHub. While if we are talking about gold members, these may turn into 50% of the membership fees. This may become, an income on a yearly basis that certainly would be helpful in supporting the sustainability of activities by the FIWARE iHub. That I think it's all from my side, and now passing the token over to you, Charlotte.
Thank you, Juanjo, for those insights. Well, here we just briefly, I'll show you a map of what our current ecosystem and network looks like. And I think since we're good on time, I would now first like to introduce our first guest speaker, which is Jan-Willem Wesselink. Jan-Willem is the program manager at the Future City Foundation, which is the first iHub in the Netherlands. So I will now make you presenter. And Jan-Willem, take it away.
Thank you, Charlotte. Let's see if this works out correctly. Do you see my presentation?
Perfect.
Great. So thank you very much for the opportunity to present the Future City Foundation, the first official FIWARE iHub in the Netherlands. Let's see how it goes to the next slide. Yeah, so that's me. I'm the program manager of the Future City Foundation. And for you guys who don't know where the Netherlands are, somewhere in Europe. Thank you very much for the last presentation. And one of the things it hit me really was the part about building the community. And I think that's the part we are very specialized in. So here you see our premium partners and the project partners. And I will tell you in our presentations how we work together with all those local communities, companies, etc. Because looking at our structure, you see here that we are funded by partners. We are not funded by we are not part of the local of the government or so. We are funded by partners, and our partners are equal balance on the triple helix. So you see companies, you see local governments, etc. We are a foundation. We have an independent board, and we have a team from around 5 FTE. We started in 2015 as a FIWARE lab, and in 2017 we organized a summit in Utrecht and became a partner of FIWARE, and 1 year later we became an iHub. So we are an iHub from the early days, and we are focusing on 3 of the things which were presented in the last presentations, especially. So that's the iHub Center and the iHub School. We organize, for example, also summer schools with young professionals, and we also tell them about FIWARE, and especially on the the community. We are working on becoming a real iHub lab, and we are also working on the iHub business mentor point. So what we are regarding to point E is that we are a movement of communities. That's how we call ourselves. And being that movement of communities, we are on the one side connected to all those local partners, and on the other side to the FIWARE community worldwide. And that gives us a very strong base. And what we do is we call it partner science. So we bring together public and private partners who think about what smart means for the city and what the city means for smart. So we try to bridge the gap which we see between the tech world, the tech people, and the urban planners, because we think if they work together, we really get better cities, and we also get better tech solutions. And we do that by using several means, and important means are that we make books, and in those books we describe how we as partner community see the world, and we also organize meetings, like you see a beautiful picture of a summer school we also organize with young people, but we also organize a lot of events for not so young people. And by doing that, you get real public-private partnership, and I think that's what we need in building real smart cities, or building or getting digitization and technologization into our cities. And we have 3 results. We get awareness on the topic. So here you see me talking in our parliament about how we see the smart city. We focus on processes, and we do some projects. And I will briefly tell you about those 3 projects. We have a project on smart public administration. We're doing a city deal, and we're doing this is not good here. Here should this is a mistake. This should be score water, something completely different. But the rest of the slides are okay. So smart public administration is about the question that it's up to the government now, but the question is how. And I think the era of government primacy over data is over, and the relationships with citizens are changing. But we are thinking on the question how, and what does that mean for local governments? How do we arrange that in politics, and how do we arrange that in public administration? And that will lead to a new book on this topic. The city deal, the second project, is on thinking about tools we need to get real smart cities. And so we see 4, here you see 4 designing principles, and we try to translate them into tools, because if you know how you should do something, it's easier to really change the system. And we do that together with over 50 partners from out the quadruple helix. We do that the coming 3 years. It leads to network, knowledge development, media attention, and it's a project of the Dutch Urban Agenda, which is funded by the Ministry of the Interior. So here you see those partners. So last but not least, School Water. School Water is a project which relates data, which thinks about how we can use data related to water, and we do that together with partners in Sweden, Spain, and of course in the Netherlands. And we are one of the Dutch partners in this project. So last but not least, the question which we always get asked by the local government, is this urgent? And I think it's urgent because the world is changing, and when you're a professional in a changing world, you have to stay on to the tools. You have to stay on to the new technology. So we are telling our audience that they have to focus on the new technology so they can do their job in the best possible way. And in that changing world, we need a new vision of the way regions, cities, and villages are functioning. And we also have to understand that there are new challenges and new dangers. We also see an extra urgency by COVID-19. We see that digital crowd management becomes a municipal task. We see a focus on the privacy discussion. We see that people see that their home is their new office. There will become we expect an economic downturn, which requires more and better decisions. And I think we are more aware than ever that we are living in a new era. So Charlotte asked me also to tell you guys how we manage a community. For example, in the City Deal, which is a community with 50 partners and over 100 participants, funny enough, our WhatsApp group is very important. So we have a WhatsApp group now with 130, I guess, participants, and we use that app group as a kind of very low-key social media in which we have discussions on how, for example, 5G will change our cities, or how you can do 3D planning or so. So WhatsApp is very important, but also, of course, the website and social media to get new network. We have a tool called Plein-Based K, which is part of the ministry, where we share content with our partners. And in the end, we're building a toolbox where we can share results, the results with the world. And there also, we can, in that toolbox, we can also put the FIWARE tooling. So that's my presentation. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much.
And over to you. How do I stop this, Charlotte?
I will now hand over the mic to Jose Manuel Cabello from FiiHUB or FiiHUB. I hope that I will learn how to finally pronounce it correctly, because I'm not always sure. You should have the rights to present now. Jose Manuel is the project coordinator of the iHub in the Canary Islands in Spain. So the mic is yours.
Okay, thank you very much, Charlotte. So it's FiiHUB, that's okay, very well pronounced. So thanks very much to the invitation to be here. Please confirm me that you are looking my screen just now and sharing. I think it's all running very well. As Lot told before, my name is Jose Manuel. I'm the person in charge to coordinate this FIWARE Innovation Hub, whose name is the FiiHUB. I'm going to do a very short presentation in order that you can see that the family of the FIWARE Innovation Hubs, we are a very big community, everyone with their particularities, their similarities, but in general, a family. So I'm going to present our iHub, in this case. So we started in 2014. This is restarted in this year. So where we was working with the European Commission through a project where the FIWARE Accelerate was coordinated acceleration program to accelerate SMEs and entrepreneurships that want to develop a business model in 3D printing, using in this case FIWARE technologies. The methodology was really so interesting that we decided to bring the methodology here to the Canary Island, and we had the opportunity to submit the project proposal to a European program whose name is Interreg. It's a European program for funding to improve the entities and public administration of the Macaronesian area. I will speak later a little bit about it. Then it was in 2016, and 2017 we met together with people from FIWARE Zone and City Foundation in Utrecht in the second FIWARE meeting summit, where we decided to start and restart the FIWARE community. We belong part of the community, the committee of the FIWARE community, and working very hard to develop and define a different process of classification of the different innovation hubs, and to establish the rules that we have nowadays in the website that you can see. In this year, we become officially a FIWARE innovation hub, in this case as basic. As you know, you are getting different classification in terms of you are developing different action, as Juanjo Hierro mentioned before, in the different areas. Then we decide to create the Digital Innovation Hub located here in the Canary Island. This is the Canary Island Digital Innovation Hub, where we belong to this big Digital Innovation Hub, where FIWARE is a specific key technology of this Digital Innovation Hub. After this, we applied for funding to the Interreg program. We received just 1 year ago this funding for the next 2-3 years, and just we are working on this to be a 3-star FIWARE iHubs. We got this year the 2 stars. We are very happy. We are working on this, and it's really funny when you are doing this competition, but when you are looking especially the results. Well, where is our iHubs? Is located, as Jan told before, it's in Netherlands. People know perfectly, but probably the Canary Island, maybe you don't know where it's located. It's just in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, together with Azores Island, Madeira Island, and Cabello Island. We conform the Macaronesian area. That is considered for the European Commission a specific and key strategic island, ultra-peripheric island. And for this reason, we participate in many European programs. So it's really interesting for us. But the most important thing here of this picture is that, as Charlotte mentioned before, we have, through the FIWARE Innovation Hub, the opportunity to think globally but act locally. So we are just focused on bringing the technologies, the action, the initiative, all what are happening, the activities that are happening in Europe, to bring here to the Macaronesian area. And this is really very nice when you are giving that, reducing specific barriers like languages or other type of barriers for an entity, an SME located here in the Macaronesian area. It is a public-private partnership. Of course, so we have the support of the Interreg program. It's the entity who's giving us the funding to develop the project. Then we have the technological support of the FIWARE Foundation, so the innovation hubs, and the Canary Island Digital Innovation Hubs. And then we have different partners located in Madeira, Azores, and the Canary Island. This year we have a new area, that's Cabello. The consortium is led by the Cabildo de La Palma. It's the government of La Palma Island. And we have private entities and university in all of them. So it's really a very nice consortium where we are working together and developing different initiatives in each region. No? Everyone with specific particularities and circumstances. Well, let me check. Okay, so the main goal of our FIWARE Innovation Hub is to become a one-stop shop platform for digital innovation, education, and business growth. Exactly, this goal is aligned with the Digital Innovation Hub's strategy of the European Commission, and we are going to be one of these Digital Innovation Hubs together with the support of the FIWARE Foundation. In these terms, specifically applying and implementing FIWARE technologies and providing to the SMEs and the entities located here in the Macaronesian area about FIWARE. So this is one of the goals that we have here. To do that, it's really we have three main steps. Because it's really a little bit difficult when you are coming here after a summit, for example, in order to try to explain to the people, to the entities, to the public administration what happening in Europe, what happened in the FIWARE environment and the FIWARE community. It's really something very new for them, and so for this reason we define three main steps. The first step is the dissemination. It's really important. Disseminate and speak about FIWARE, that the people can understand what are happening, what is FIWARE, the benefits, the results, the success story, the community, how to be part of this big network, etc., etc. It's really for us one of the key points of the iHub. And the second step is how we can help and give the needed support to the SMEs to implement the FIWARE technologies. We have a technical group located here, and of course, together with the support, not only for the FIWARE Foundation, include for another FIWARE iHubs like FIWARE Some, our mate from Andalusia. It's really interesting how we can give them the support to implement specific FIWARE technologies. We are just creating 2 specific labs, not 2, 4 specific labs, FIWARE labs, one located in Gran Canaria, another one located here in Tenerife, are the capital islands of the whole Canary Island, another one located in Madeira, and another one located in Azores, that later my mate Arnaldo Machado will speak a little bit about it. And the third step is that all this result, all this work, have the internationalization of the SMEs. It's really one of the key goals of the project. Success story that's all about of this year. We have developed more than 15 important workshops and events. It's really something that is very important for us. Last year we developed the Digital Innovation Challenge, what we have the opportunity to invite and to count with the participation of the FIWARE Foundation, so Ángeles Tejado and the people from the FIWARE Foundation, who is the iHubs lighthouse is the sample where the rest of the Innovation Hub are looking for. Then we open an open call. We launched an open call to accelerate different projects. We received more than 40 projects that were submitted. And from this, we accelerate 16 SMEs across the Macaronesian area. From all these 16, finally, we are just internalization 8 SMEs working and participating in European programs, having a cooperation agreement around different countries, and especially participating in funding programs like the SME instrument of the European Commission, where 2 of them are just participating in and receiving funding from this instrument, or from this method. This is our family. Yeah, so well, we are very small, but it's really very proud to see that when you are helping, you are giving the needed support to small SMEs to work to be more competitive. It's really very nice, and all these people that you can see here are SMEs, include micro SMEs that nowadays they are already working with FIWARE technologies, and it's really interesting to have this result. This is our success story. About sustainability, that's really one of the key points, especially for people and entities who are thinking about to run a FIWARE innovation hub in their community, because as I told you before, so every innovation hub have their particularities, the region is the specific needs, etc. In our case, as I told you, we have nowadays European funding. So every partner of the consortium, as I told you before, have a specific budget to develop different action around the project. And who is the main goal is to be a one-stop shop platform. But really for us is we are just in the following years working on move and translate this model that we have nowadays, this current model, to the model, the financial model proposed by the FIWARE Foundation, where we have nowadays different action to have money to work for the sustainability of the innovation hubs around taking into account the funding, the memberships, that you can sell service like the certification, then with cooperation agreement, etc. You have a catalog, a great deal of activities where you can have funding to run your innovation hub. This is our action plan regarding to this. So because as I told you before, so we have the opportunity today to offer different services. So this is aligned with the FIWARE Foundation initiative, and we are just running a first mini master. It's like an acceleration program for the digitalization of the SMEs that we are launching in 2021. Then we are just arranging, if it's possible, the second Digital Innovation Challenge. It's one of the big events here in the Canary Island, especially in digital transformation and digitalization of business models. Then we have developing different workshops. We have we developed in the last month the first FIWARE Sphere program, especially for the SMEs accelerating in the iHub. It's really very interesting. And then we have just creating the FIWARE labs and running with the FIWARE community and the summit that we are just in contact every month. This year we don't have the opportunity to be in presence in Malaga together with the rest of the people, because it's normally something that you are systematically doing every year, two times a year. But we have connected. We are connected every month with the FIWARE Foundation, with the FIWARE community, with the FIWARE iHubs. It's really interesting. To finalize, I want to show you our network. That is the idea. That is the structure that we have just here on the Atlantic Ocean. So that was led by the Canary Island together with the City Hub, with the Digital Innovation Hubs. And it was the first. Nowadays we have in Azores the same structure together with the Digital Innovation Hub of Azores, and then we have in Madeira the Digital Innovation Hub of Madeira and the Innovation Hub located in Madeira. We are just thinking to create the same structure in Cabo Verde, in Cape Verde, in 2021. The idea is that although we are part of the same project, every region has a specific thing, specific needs. Is not the same an SME of the tourist sector from Madeira than an SME of the tourist sector that came from La Palma Island of El Hierro, the island with no more than 7,000 inhabitants. So for this reason, we decided to create different innovation hubs with the same goal, being part of a big community, but everyone acting locally. This is something that as a sentence I like a lot, because it's real. So we are acting locally, and to act locally, we need to be very specific and to know the real life of the SMEs of the entities of every region. And that's all. I'm finishing here. So here you have all my details. If you need something that you want to share with me or you want to propose, we are open, of course. And as you can see there in the picture, everyone is welcoming. I invite you to be part of this family and to get results very soon. So thanks very much again, and see you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Jose Manuel. You already introduced our next speaker, or at least you mentioned him. So I would like to formally introduce him now. Our next speaker is Arnaldo Machado from the Azores iHub in Portugal. So Arnaldo, the stage is yours.
Good afternoon to everyone. First of all, I would like to thank FIWARE for the invitation to be here presenting the Azores Digital Innovation Hub, and thank Charlotte for her introduction on how we all started. FiiHUB Azores Digital Innovation Hub on Islands Sustainable Tourism 4.0 and Smart Region Business Acceleration, with its headquarters in Nonagon, Science and Technology Park of São Miguel, aims to foster the digital transformation of the Azores small and medium enterprises by providing training and support in the initiatives linked to the European FIWARE platform, strengthening Azores SMEs' competitiveness towards internationalization and innovation. The archipelago of the Azores is in the middle of the North Atlantic. It is composed by 9 volcanic islands in the Macaronesia region of the North Atlantic Ocean, about 1,500 kilometers west of the mainland of continental Portugal, and about 3,000 kilometers southeast of Canada. Its main industries are agriculture, dairy farming, fishing, and tourism. And in the last years, the tourism which is becoming the major service activity in the region. Nonagon is located in São Miguel, that is the biggest island of the archipelago, in the Lagoa municipality. The Azores Digital Innovation Hub had its starting point in 2018 with the Interreg MAC project FIMAC, which consisted in an acceleration program for SMEs powered by FIWARE. This project consists in a public-private partnership with complementing knowledge and skills to provide consulting and training in FIWARE technologies, innovation management, and internationalization tools, led by Cabello de La Palma and Inovalia. At a regional level, this public-private partnership has been growing. It all started with Nonagon, Science and Technology Park, along with the Regional Fund for Science and Technology of the Azores Regional Government and the Chamber of Commerce and Industry of Azores through their close partnership. They were the boosters of the Azores Digital Innovation Hub. Nonagon, because of its already established entrepreneurial ecosystem, the Regional Fund for Science and Technology, because of the work, the technological development of information society, regional digital literacy, and on supporting synergies between digital innovation and scientific research, and the Chamber of Commerce and Industry, representing the services of the Enterprise Europe network. Now we have on board with us the School of New Technologies of the Azores, the Tourism Observatory of the Azores, and the University of the Azores, along with other national and international technical and strategical partnerships collaborating towards the digitalization of the Azorean economy. We had many success stories, as you can see also in this slide. And here, 3 of these companies are established in Nonagon, namely Serial Games, Custom Projects, and Creative Solutions. And we have developed several activities, from informative journeys through some islands, creating awareness on FIWARE technologies, launching an open call to FIWARE-based projects that gave access to training on FIWARE technologies and consultancy services for new business model development and for internationalization strategies. And recently, we provide through FIMAC project the first FIWARE expert certification program, where we had 5 regional entities participating. So they can provide support not only to the Azores Digital Innovation Lab, but also to other digital innovation labs. Our goal is to be a one-stop shop for digital innovation, education, and business growth. And to achieve that, we have a set of activities. Some of them are running, some of them are already planned, as you can see in the next slide. Here we could like to highlight the process we went through to submit the Azores Digital Innovation Lab application to become a FIWARE iHub. It was already under FiiHUB project, and it was a simple process for us. Since we already had developed some services from FIWARE iHubs catalog and we had the evidences, we were able to start as basic iHub and keep working and learning to grow inside the community. In what concerns the Azores Digital Innovation Lab sustainability, now we do have public funding from the Interreg MAC program, and our intention is to continue applying for this type of collaborative projects. It is possible to have other sources for funding the Digital Innovation Lab, but we are not exploring them at this moment. Keeping on the sustainability and future goals, the Azores Digital Innovation Lab is working towards the submission of an application to become a European Digital Innovation Lab, and FIWARE is a key point in contextualizing data to develop services around artificial intelligence, for example. I leave here my contact in case you need to ask something or for an eventual partnership, and thank you very much for all of you for this opportunity to display the Azores Digital Innovation Lab.
Thank you very much, Arnaldo. There we go. We are running a bit out of time, so I will make this very quick, this part. But if there's any of you who are interested in becoming a FIWARE iHub, we've got this slide, which will obviously also be part of the recording. But we've also got a page online, our FIWARE iHubs page, where you will find the guidelines, testimonials, also a list of our existing iHubs. And from there, that would be a great starting point if you're also looking for more information. But really, it's like you can see on my screen, it's really, what kind of business model do you have in mind? Find a physical space, etc., and then you can apply. But for the sake of time, I will just continue quickly. Here you'll also find some more information. For instance, if you're looking to get in contact with us, the contact person is Machado. You'll find her email here as well. And there's also a FIWARE iHubs email that you can contact. So I think the best thing to do now is to hop onto the Q&A. So if you guys have any questions for Juanjo or for any of the iHubs that presented today, then feel free to either speak up. This part will not be part of the recording. So I would formally like to close the session here. So thank you very much for joining us today and for the iHubs as well. We hope that it was interesting for you guys. And should you have any questions, you're more than welcome to reach out to us.